the gender critical side because of the whole this could be used against us.
Yeah. So there were a lot of talks about like, oh god, like literally I cannot even tell you how many times we said the word, especially with the like "are women human" thing. We said the words over and over and over again. Oh my god, Christy's gonna have a fucking field day. Um like constantly. And it is specifically because it would have been used to target my community at large rather than Adora specifically, that I felt uncomfortable with distributing it out to kind of public en masse as well as, minors and blah, 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 but specifically for the gender critical crowd. However, I don't know if you were here when I said it the last time. There is one person that I felt close enough within kind of these spaces that I have reached out to.
Okay.
And I'm still waiting for a response. So, like, it's not like I'm shutting out entirely, and it's not like this is some random nobody. It would be somebody that, like, you're all relatively familiar with. Um,
Okay. Well, I don't want to personally attack you. I need to say this or else I'm gonna be mad at myself for not saying it. I do think it's a little just like screwed up because like I said, I know you and I have had a conversation before, correct? Like to me it's such a slap in the face essentially because we have been called bigoted, hateful, transphobic, all of these names in the book for just
Mhm.
because we were scared of something like this exactly happening. And now it happens and it's this, oh, I don't want to let it out. I'm not saying you specifically, but yeah, these conversations, I don't want to let it out because I don't want it used against us. I think that's doing more harm is not acknowledging that these kinds of people do exist within your community. I think if you guys were not like scared to like say and call shit out, like we could even maybe have some mutual understanding and come together. But it's the fact that like these kinds of things, like we don't want to talk about it because we don't want it used against us. It doesn't help basically. And I just feel like we were just called all these fucking names all these years when we knew. Like I knew when Adora would speak, I knew he hated women. Like I knew. But anyways,
do you wanna
besides the point.
know do you wanna have a little like, I can give you a little honesty. This is something that I only finally shared among my friend group. It was like a source of shame, if I'm entirely honest. Um When I first so, like, the what happened is, Dizzy and I were starting our relationship, and this is while we were long distance. I would fly back and forth. Um, well, we all kind of flew back and forth to see one another, and it was during one of these trips that Mel had kind of stumbled upon Adora and added her in the Discord, and I came back and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is a change." Um, and it took me a while to follow her because I had a level of discomfort. And if I'm entirely honest, I did rule that up to like I had some internalized transphobia I was projecting onto Adora. Ultimately, like the issue is, as I said to Christy, like I understand a lot of emotions can come out of this, especially like with vindication um having finally happened. Um The thing is I can only operate with evidence. Like, I've heard, like, half the people. Like, I hear rumors about all like, so many of the people that I run into on these sides. I've heard claims that Christie has doxed people, for example, and unfortunately, with that evidence, I'm not going to, like, find myself kind of believing that or kind of, like, amplifying that when it is truly based on vibes.
Okay, well, I don't want to take up all your time because I know you only have a short window, so I'll go. But my second question, I guess I need clarification on is just based on like I know Cuttlefish has been doing his own digging and trying to find these forums and just basically all the evidence. From my understanding, one of those you have to get approved to be in and see all the information. So I guess my question is, does that mean someone else in that like your side of the community had these same feelings that they were able to discover this? Because I do find that like a little odd that you have to get approved. Like it's this whole entire process. How did they catch this information if they themselves don't already are not actively participating in these forums and stuff?
So, the the way that it was found was, and I want to explain this in the best way that I can that will both inform you but not like be too much. The way that this was found was okay, cool. Was through like a completely unrelated like website that kind of gave a list of aliases. Like you can switch names, kind of like on Discord, you can kind of switch your name however you feel. And on this site, you can click like a little drop down, and it basically says also goes by, and then these list of names. And that person plugged those names into various search engines and the Wayback Machine to discover what they had, but they did not start searching prior to Adora's kind of comeback. So it wasn't like oh, this is intuition. It was more from what that person said, that this is because everybody was kind of upset and they wanted to see if there was more. Because if you're gonna admit to being an incel, like openly, then like it's probably worse than what you're admitting.
Right, understood. And Adora had already like admitted to being an incel. My thing is just like, is there someone else? Well, I know how you said that you found the information, but someone else had to get approved to see those types. Oh, sorry. Someone else had to get approved to see the websites and stuff. So I'm just curious and worried if there's anyone else, from that side of the community that shares in these incel
No,
tendencies.
the person, like, forgive my terminology, but I'm like, you know what I mean when I say it. The person who discovered this information was a cis woman, not a trans woman. They were female, biologically born. They weren't in these sites just kind of actively like as a user. It was more that Adora had discussed the location of these sites on other forums and was able to follow it up. I actually attempted to replicate how this person found all of the information. Like starting from square one and not like operating on any of the information I was given. And I was able to find like the cannibalism stuff within like 30 minutes.
Okay, cool. That's my questions. I don't want to take up your time.
Cool,
Thanks.
thank you. Yeah. Uh, sorry, I'm really bad at this. Uh, but how did you gain access? I didn't gain access. It was that person. What does Mel say? Mel has not actually responded. Actually, after the only response that I know of Mel's was after the election results came out. And she like the best that I can say is that like she said that this election is more important than anything kind of going on TikTok, but she did not specifically talk about anything going on like anything to do with the door. She didn't name like this is the specific situation that like is less important than the election. So she could have been referring to anything else. By the way, somebody said earlier that Vanessa doesn't know, but I know for a fact that that Vanessa knows.
Are you sure? Because that was like one of my two questions. Because she went live
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
twice and
Basic.
proclaimed she didn't know what was going on. So
Yeah, she
does
lied.
she like
I sent her. I had somebody who I am kind of like. Vanessa's crowd's not super friendly with me right now.
not surprised?
But there is one person who's trying to stay out of it, and like we only talked a little bit, and I asked that person specifically to pass a message on to Vanessa, inviting Vanessa to see the evidence. And Vanessa's ignored that. Tabby, my best friend, also reached out to that person, and again they tried and even specified, hey, this is the last time that I will be like checking to see, and again it still has not been acknowledged.
So technically Vanessa's aware, but she has not looked at the evidence.
She is not looking at the evidence. I don't know if she believes it or not. That is like the best statement that I have. I do know that she went on Taylor's live earlier, and I'm sure that you all know if you've checked the Reddit. She went on Taylor's live earlier, basically saying that she doesn't support Adora. So yeah, it's I'm not sure truly what Vanessa believes in their heart of hearts. But that is all the information I have on Vanessa.
Okay. And then my second question is, given the fact that incels are typically, or not even typically, incels are just men who have issues with women, period. Why is there still a belief that Adora is a trans woman? Like, after all the evidence that was given and all the proof that has been laid out, how can you or anyone in the community move with confidence that this is a trans woman? Incels cannot be women, cis or not. Like, it's just a fact. And so the idea that Adora keeps getting lumped into bullshit that has nothing to do with women, it's kind of annoying. So, like, are you or anyone in the community moving forward gonna start looking for AGPs or calling out AGPs? Because if Adora is one, there's a lot of them behind. There's a lot of them behind Adora. Adora's just
So
one.
this is kind of a multi-part answer. First and foremost, I'm not sure truly what I think. Like, I haven't had time to think about it too critically, if I'm entirely honest. But I'm not sure truly what I would classify Adora as. I do believe that Adora is an AGP. However, I would not call Adora a woman. That, to me, like, the level of malevolent hatred demonstrated against women that I have now seen. Like, I literally woke up one morning, like yesterday morning or 2 days ago, yesterday morning, and I thought that I had makeup smeared all over the bags of my eyes. And I wiped it all off, and it was literally like it all stayed there. It was literally just my bags were so dark because I cannot get sleep because this like seeing that shit actually really fucked me up. Um, I don't know what, like, I've seen fucked up shit before, but I think it's literally proximity that has us that has me like so deeply impacted. Um, yeah, I'm not comfortable with calling Adora a woman. Why correct us when it comes to the pronouns? That is a good question, and it has to do with my target audience, and that was to remove the base. That is whether or not they're supporters, viewers, or co-hosts. Um, Specifically trying to talk to them, breaking that kind of conversation would have been a whole different talk, would have been a whole, like, it would have changed every single outlook, and even would have had some people completely disregard me entirely, sheerly out of principle. So I made the best move that I could for the most kind of effect, and less based on like principle. Do you have any other questions, Chelsea?
Yeah, I guess my follow up question to that is the audience really worth like protecting Adora's identity? Like, to me, I personally would not have I would have sacrificed my platform for that. To be honest, if I was in your shoes, I would have sacrificed my platform.
What audience?
The audience that you were trying to grab. Like, I know you wanted the people who were trying to bring Adora back in to see the evidence, but I think by validating the pronouns but also trying to call out Adora, it was a contradiction pretty much. Those
I
people were
don't
not
think
going to.
so.
To me, it seemed like a contradiction because it's like
Well,
you're saying Adora's a problem, she's not in the community, but then you continue to use pronouns associated with the belief that she's in the community or he.
but I explained how that's separate because ultimately the discussion about whether or not Adora is in the community is a separate entire conversation from the actions that Adora partook in. And also, like, if I'm entirely honest, you all believe me. You all believe what I read out. You all believe that that was
Yeah, but
Adora. So, like,
to me, I
if
think,
I'm
okay.
entirely honest, the people that I was appealing to specifically needed not to have a separate conversation entirely. So that's
I
why I
don't.
stuck to that as my answer.
Okay.
Like, ultimately, you can disagree with that. I cannot change that. That is my answer. That's what you got. Like, I can't change like how that conversation went.
And yeah, that I know, like, it's past now. I just think it wasn't really necessarily a separate conversation because because of self ID, because of the acceptance of the trans community,
I'm sorry,
AGP.
are there any more questions? Because I'm not really here for like the whole like politics spiel. I'm not here for like the position or like the back and forth on that. This is questions and answers, not
All right, yeah, those were the 3 questions I had. Thank you.
cool. Thank you. There was some Impulse. It was Impulse that asked, "Are you guys gonna let us up on your platform?" I did let I. This is what's so funny to me is I've consistently let ops in my platform. Like stay in the comments if they were like a keyboard warrior, and I allowed common frequent flyers. Didn't I just let you up and then you like said you wanted a dick so bad or something like that? Oh, I kind of bugged out again. I never go live anymore because I'm done. But like that was why like I had commonly let people in because that's what I was desiring to do, was to open my own live as much as possible to opposition. I'm not hosting anymore. I hosted it based upon safety. I'm not hosting a live to be your mouthpiece, Christy. This isn't some politics game where it's gonna like you're gonna win out and like I'm going to come up. Like somebody's already tried this very thing with me the first time that I was like trying to leave. Um, it's just not gonna happen. The answer is no. What's up, Impulse?
Would you be able to give Corey the file that you have so that we could give it to the FBI? Because me and Corey are in
No.
contact with the FBI due to the fact of Little QB.
And yeah, so I know a little bit too much about Corey and who Corey hangs around with. I'm not going to go into that. The answer is no. Corey is the last person that like I'm interested in speaking to. That's the final answer.
So you won't give it to us so that we could give it to the FBI.
I won't give it to you. The answer has not changed. This is the same, like, I don't know why you came up and asking, like, you already knew the answer to this, Impulse. Any other questions? I'd love to go home. Show the report number. No, that has my personal information on it. Did you report it to? No, I did not. It was not to Adora's local police. Cool. Well, then go do that. I'm not stopping you. All right. Okay. So if that's it, so yeah, this is the only time I'm going through this. Remember, I'm not entitled to give you any of this information. I'm not entitled to answer your questions. I'm not obligated to answer your questions or give you this information. Yeah, Christy, this is exactly why I said it was blackmail. So, all of you guys are pretty cool, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna stay being super positive. Okay, I am fine with Cuttlefish reporting it. Will you accept help to show you how to get to the FBI? Yeah, I actually would accept help there. Yeah, Anyway, you can shift whatever narrative you want. It's not protecting because like you guys can't do anything. Can you I'm frankly, no. Y'all are rude as shit. I'm being fucking called all kinds of names. You like this is the exact reason why I don't work with you. This is the exact reason why I'm not going to give you information. Not literally because firstly, you're not entitled to it, and secondly, because you don't get it, you get to call me names. Really fucked up names. So yeah. You guys have a great day. Nobody needs to kiss my ass for info. So I would love for you guys to have a great day. And if I see you around, I'll see you around. This was stupid. Yeah, I mean, if you guys expected anything else, that's on you. If you guys do have any more legitimate questions, you can always DM me. No, I'm not saying all of you. Like some of you are fine. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to DM me. I will go ahead and answer them as I can. But I'm gonna go ahead and drive home. What's up, Kanye?
I don't understand. I may be like new to all this, but what is the cannibal talk, and is that real? Did this guy like eat a human?
Uh, no, bro, you missed way too much. Adora fetishizes mutilating women and eating their bodies. They've never done him.
That is insane.
Sorry, I had to turn off my car because I just started it. Okay, yeah. That's Adora's whole deal is mutilating women and eating them. That's a whole fetish for Adora. Real freaky shit. And Adora also was searching up like how to gain access to forums that are known to host like child pornography. So that was part of that.
So then, when people say like this person isn't trans, like I don't understand. Like you just write them off because of that, or like how do we know anyone's trans?
Well, in this case, like I if I'm entirely honest, there are two